feel. Life get unreal. This how I live. Everything got one, yeah. Oh wait, it's time, yeah. Can't run out of fun, yeah. Me and you wanna run, yeah. Let's go. Shawty got pussy.
So I don't really know how to start off this video. I guess as many people know, I want to start a YouTube channel about just my mental health and the journey I've been on, and I also want to add stuff about my workout journey as well. But I guess this first video will just be me explaining what's been going on, and although I don't have the channel up yet, but by the time y'all see this video, it will be up. But I have to learn how to edit videos. So we're just gonna start off with a basic video about everything that's been happening, and yeah. I was unhappy with my life, and this year it got really bad, and it just progressed into something that was a little bit too much for me to handle. I was officially diagnosed with depression and anxiety this year, and I am on medication for it. Some things happened that led to me having to continue my semester at home virtually, and I'll be back at Dillard in the fall. I'm sorry if I'm talking choppy. I'm not really good at explaining things or telling stories or talking in general, but just a little like background on me and the type of person I am. I am a very goofy and friendly and outgoing person. That's never been different. Like, I've never been the type of person that does not want to do things. I'm sorry for the smoke. I have an incense going and I have a candle going behind the phone. So I'm gonna try and move this so it doesn't keep. We're gonna put it right here so I can go that way. Okay, so I'm an outgoing person. I'm friendly. I've never been different from that. I love going out, having fun, being social. But this year, that kind of changed. There was a lot of times where my friends would call me or they'll text me and tell me to come over, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to leave my apartment. I didn't want to be around people. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to sit in my room. So over the summer before this year, things had gotten kind of bad. I was not ready to go back to school. Being at school has always been a trigger for me because I'm far away from the people I've spent my entire life with. Like, it's hard. And I'm not really good with certain things, doing things by myself. My mom has always been there for me. She's always had my back. Granted, I am 20. I should know how to do these things. But my mom has always had my back. And she's always helped me with things I didn't know how to do. So being away from her, I was on my own. And I came to a brand new school with nobody that I knew. That was last year. This year I do have a group of friends. But even with them, last year we had a lot of struggles as far as the way I felt in the friend group. So coming back this year, I was very uncertain about the way this year would go. And on top of that, I was dealing with the sadness and not knowing why I was sad, not knowing why I was unhappy with my life, having the irritability, the mood swings, the not wanting to be around people. Just, it was a lot to deal with, especially not knowing why you're feeling this way. That makes it harder because then if you don't know why you're feeling this way, you'll feel like you'll never have a solution to it. And if you never have a solution to it, then it's in your brain that you'll feel like this for the rest of your life. And I didn't want to feel like that for the rest of my life. That the feeling that I get is something that's very unbearable. It just, you don't want to feel pretty much worthless for the remaining years of your life. You just don't. So it was a lot, and coming back to school kind of made it worse. But the beginning of last semester, I did deal with it a little better. I felt like I had gotten to a better space, but it kind of went downhill when my because I do play volleyball. Last year was a very stressful year for me. That's all I'm gonna say. It was very stressful. This year we're coming in with a new coach, and I had to prove myself. I began proving myself in a good way, and then it kind of, with everything going on, my confidence went down, which means my playing goes down. With me, one thing is when I get in my head, or when my confidence goes down about something, it's very hard for me to get back out of that. And that affects my playing. So the season wasn't going the way it needed to go for me. And everything kind of just came back up. And it had gotten really bad to the point where my mother and my aunt did have to come down to New Orleans to check on me at one point, because I didn't know how to deal with things, and I was going down a very bad path. Sorry, this is kind of hard to talk about, but and I was supposed to go back over Christmas break and just get the help that I needed, and kind of just deal with everything, get back in a good space, in a good mindset, so I could come back to school. Volleyball would be better, I would be better, and I would just be able to enjoy my sophomore year. That didn't happen. I have a thing about, I will bury myself in spending time with my boyfriend Gavin, because when I'm with him, I'm so busy thinking about spending time with him and how that makes me feel. I'm not thinking about the sadness and the depression and being anxious. I'm not thinking about that. I also do feel like I have separation anxiety from him, but that goes along with anxiety and stuff like that. But so I buried myself in spending time with him, and I didn't work on anything. And my mom had kept asking me to reach out to the school counselors, and I'm not good at talking to people about these issues. So I didn't want to do that, especially not somebody I don't know. I didn't want to talk to somebody, sit face to face with them and talk to somebody that I didn't know. So my mom got me this was after I had a big blow up. She made me get counseling through a texting app, and I was talking to a therapist. I was texting her. I'm better with texting than I am with talking and stuff like that. So I started talking to the therapist through the texting app, and it wasn't really helping because we weren't really talking that much. And I sometimes wouldn't respond, sometimes she wouldn't respond. So it wasn't doing much for me. So when I got back to school, because I was in the same mindset, volleyball was still the same. My classes got extremely harder this semester, which did not help. And being an RA was being stressful too. So dealing with all of that stuff on top of the way I already felt, I went into a downward spiral. It became very noticeable to my teammates, to my friends. It was a bad situation. Now, granted, these people didn't know the extent of what it was. They just could tell. Like, people started asking, hey, are you okay? Are you good? Do you want to talk? And it was just, it was becoming more noticeable than it was before. So on February 12th, about a month and a half ago, I had already had a bad day. My boyfriend was supposed to come down that weekend for Valentine's Day, but there was winter storms, and I needed him there because it wasn't good that weekend. That week we had a game, and there was a practice there also. I had an anxiety attack, but nobody knew. They had thought that I had went to go throw up or something, or they thought that I was crying, but they didn't know that I had an anxiety attack. We had a game that week, and you could just tell that I was not there at all. So that weekend when he told me he couldn't come, it threw me off. And I think he was getting on to me about some stuff that night, and I had taken some medicine for a headache and for my knees. I have bad knees, so I was taking Aleve for it. It was a bottle of 100 capsules. After I took that medicine, I sat there for a while and I just kind of thought about everything that was going on. And I picked up the bottle and I went to the kitchen and I attempted to overdose on pills. I was scared. I didn't want to die. That's something that I keep saying. And I don't like the way it sounds. I don't like hearing that I almost killed myself. I don't like hearing that. I don't like thinking about it. But I did take about 10 to 20 pills. I immediately told him, he was on the phone when it happened. I immediately went back into the room and told him after I did it. And he called my mom, she called me, and then I called my teammate and my friend to take me to the ER. And I spent a night in the ER. Well, really, yeah, basically a night. I went Friday night, and I didn't leave there till Saturday night. And they took me to a behavioral hospital, which I was gone for a week, which is why I did not have my phone for a week. It was very difficult being in there, being kind of isolated. You can't have your phone, you can't talk to anybody. You're in there with people who have their own issues, and it's very scary because, well, I don't want to say it's scary. For me, it was kind of scary because these people dealt with more severe mental health issues than I did. So being in there was kind of eye-opening as well, because it just kind of shows you like these people are still fighting for themselves. Even though that their situations are way more severe than mine, they're still fighting, they're still trying. So why did I try and give up? It was eye-opening being in there. And now I am back home because of it, because the school has protocol and they believe that I need more time to recover from it, which is basically true. I do. It's an experience that I don't want to go through again. It was scary. The feeling after you take those, not knowing what was going to happen, not knowing what was going to happen to me. Like, was I going to pass out? Was I not going to wake up ever again? I didn't know what was going to happen. And it was very, very frightening. I don't think anything really happened to me other than I got kind of drowsy. I got to the hospital on time. But it was really hard. And it's hard because you don't know. How do I explain this? In my case, that was the solution to my issues because I didn't know how to deal with my issues. I didn't know how to make myself feel better, and I felt like there was no other way for me to make myself feel better. I felt like I don't want to feel like this for the rest of my life, so I need to do something. And that was the solution that popped up in my head. And that's not the first time I've thought about it. I've thought about it multiple times. It happens, but I always knew that I wouldn't do it because I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to take myself away from the people who love me because I'm transferring my pain. I'm transferring my pain to them, and I didn't want to do that. But that night, I felt like I had no other options. And it's hard saying this on camera, and it's hard knowing that I'm probably gonna post this because a lot of people don't know. Only my close friends know. And I don't know how people are going to react to it. I mean, at the end of the day, how people react to it, that's up to them. I'm not going to let that bother me because I mean, mental health is something serious. It's not something that you joke about or that you take lightly. It's not something that you make fun of somebody about. It's not something that you look at somebody like they're crazy about, because at the end of the day, they're a person like you. And if you were dealing with that, you wouldn't want somebody to look at you or talk about you in a negative way because you are having issues with yourself and with your life. You wouldn't want that. So however anybody takes it, it is what it is. But it is kind of hard opening up about something like this. I mean, nobody really knows nobody really knew what I was going through. People just kind of took it as me being probably sensitive and over dramatic and emotional, and it was never that. But I'm getting through it. I'm having therapy. I'm on my medication. I am working towards being better. Right now, and yeah, I am sitting in the closet, but my mom did something really nice. She took half of her closet and she turned it into a little spot for me to come in here and just relax, light incense, light my candles, write notes to myself and stick them on this mirror. She also added she has a little canvas right here where she added these. It says a self-care in a box. It's called Make Yourself a Priority. You basically just take a card. She has them pinned up on the wall right here, but I'm just going to show y'all these because I don't feel like moving my phone. There was a phone standing here, but she uses it in her car, so I had to sit it up on the handle. It's basically just a card that tells you something to do to help yourself feel better. And then you turn it around on the back and you fill out the back of the card. It says type of self-care, physical, emotional, social, or mental. And then it says, I will take care of myself by, and then you fill that out, and how it made me feel. How whatever is on the front of the card made you fill that out. So she got me those. She got us a Just Us Girls mother-daughter journal. She got me this sticky notes to post on there, on the wall. And she got me this tapestry on the back that just tells me a whole bunch of things that I am. You are strong. You are adored. You are charming. You are loving. Just things like that. So being home hasn't been that bad. My mom has been very supportive. Granted, we don't always see eye to eye, but she has helped me a lot. And I am still working on myself. And I guess this page will help me with that. I'm also going to add like fitness to this page as well, because that is a big part of me getting better. I have a habit of stress eating, which has me gain weight. And over the summer, I lost 33 pounds. I went from 220 to 187. But because I've been so stressed and because I have been dealing with a lot, I stress ate, and now I am back to 200. So I am going to be working on getting back down to where I want to be. Not even where I was, where I want to be. I want to be between 170 and 160. So I'm going to be getting that today, which means I'll be making another video of my workout that I'm about to do in a few minutes. But yeah. Also says Samira Space. I will be doing my videos in here or in other places, just talking about what I've been going through. This video was just basically a start. It's probably not as good as I wanted it to be, because I do stop while I'm talking, or I do look around. I don't look in the camera. That's just a me thing. Talking has not been a very good thing for me. When I'm talking to somebody, I can't look them in the eye. I stutter a lot. And I don't know how to get off everything that I have in my head. I don't know how to say it. I end up missing points. So I'm pretty sure there's a few points that I've missed in this. But I guess this will help me learn how to talk and get everything I want to say out as well. But yeah, so as soon as I learn how to edit this video, I will make my channel and put it onto the channel so everybody can watch. I'm a little nervous, but yeah. Hopefully other videos will be better and I'll actually be able to look in the camera and say what I need to say while not stuttering. But this is basically just to start it off with the story of what's going on and what's happening with me. And other than kind of helping myself, I really want this channel to help others to know that it's okay that you go through this. It's okay that life doesn't seem to be going right for you. Everything will be okay in the end, but you can't give up. Giving up almost cost me my life. And although I wasn't in immediate danger when it happened, it could have been way worse. That was a risk that I took that could have resulted in me not being here. And at the end of it all, you really regret when you give up, because there's so much more to life. There's so much more that I know I want to do. There's so much more that I know people want to see me do. There's so much more that I could be doing. And giving up just kind of takes all of that away from you. So it's okay that you go through this, but keep pushing. But yeah, so thank you for watching. If you watched, obviously you watched because okay, I'm gonna shut up. Anyways, yeah. Bye, y'all.